What's going on? What's going on? We're about to start a little bit of our home cooking. Join us. So I want you. Got some ground beef. We got some of our spice mix. And we're just gonna get our hands dirty because we can, right? And just because we can. Make sure that's nicely mixed in. Those nice spices. Might even put a little bit more. That's all gonna come out when we start cooking it. So, whoa. And we're just gonna put that to the side until we are ready with everything else. Get our hands washed because we were playing around in our beef. And then I'm gonna turn on our stove because we got a couple other stuff that we gotta cook over here. So, that being said, I'm gonna need a bigger bowl because I need to get my sweet potato in the oven so they can hopefully cook in a reasonable amount of time. As soon as I can find our peeler. Where is that peeler? Whoosh. What's going on? Welcome to the stream. Zdenka. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Whoa. How's everybody doing? We are just getting things started here. Don't you dare fall and mess up my floor. Potato. Don't do it. I don't like you. All right, so we got some sweet potato that we can also peel and basically cut up and get ready to roast up. It's Monday, so we're gonna keep it very light and very simple. Nothing dramatic and nothing crazy, right? Keep it clean and professional and healthy. I say clean, but I'm already being messy. Don't ask why these potatoes are so freakishly large for no reason at all. They're too big. Too big. So we're just gonna peel, cut them up, season them up, and we're gonna get them in the oven roasted. And once that's roasted, we can get the rest of our lovely stuff going. We're gonna be cooking some quinoa with this. We're just gonna be cooking some boiled eggs, some ground beef, some avocado, and everything should be delicious. I hope. one can only hope that dinner is going to be delicious. But, you know, stick around. We shall find out. These oversized sweet potato. And we're gonna make enough so we have some leftovers for tomorrow. We'll see. All depends on how hungry I am today. So we shall see. All right, that's lovely. That's peeled. All right, let's clean up our mess and get this. Let's go in the sink. Don't need it. I'm so messy today. All right, we got some pots on the stove as well. That's coming to a boil. Always make sure you clean up your mess. You know what I mean? Let's put that over there. Let's get this cut up. In the meantime, while it's going on, I'll take you guys over to see what I got going on over here. So that's our ground beef. We only do some seasoning in it, some spices, right? I'm gonna let that sit until we get our garlic and everything else cut up. Got a pot over there. That's gonna be for our lovely eggs right there. And we got this little part right here. It's gonna be for our quinoa. So quinoa is going in. Let that come up to a boil, and I'm gonna reduce the heat. So let me grab a spoon real quick. You guys can chill for here for a second. I'm gonna add a touch of seasoning to this water. Now let this come into a boil. We're gonna turn that all the way down to low, medium heat. We're gonna give it a nice lid so it can continue to cook away for about, 10-15 minutes. Let's set a timer. All right, we'll set about 12 minutes. So now for our eggs over there, a little pot right here. Oh my gosh, I think I just dropped one. I hope you didn't crack. Yeah, you did. You did crack. Why? Because you are a terrible egg. I'm just joking. We're gonna add that into our water. It's boiling. I'm gonna add about 10 minutes to that. So should be all right. So we'll leave that for 10 minutes. All right, we'll come back to that once we start hearing some timer go off. So we'll go back over here, and so we can get our potatoes nicely cut up and seasoned up. We're gonna be cutting up these for the ground beef in a little bit. But in the meantime, let me find my knife. Just like at work today, I have no idea where all my stuff is. And I am going crazy. Right, so let's get these cut up. If you guys are enjoying the stream, give us double tap that screen, give us a like, and let YouTube know that you're enjoying yourself. So just gonna cut up in these little cubes. These are going in a bowl right here. Got a little bowl right there. I'll cut them a little smaller because they're gonna cook a little faster, and exactly what I want. All right. one's a little bit bigger, but cut them a little bit thinner. It's gonna be good. If you think you know what this meal is gonna be like, leave a comment down below of your guess. What do you think this dish is gonna be like? It's a very simple one. It's Monday, so we're keeping it nice, tidy, and simple. So let us know down there. Denise, welcome. Sweet potato. Yes, yes, sweet potato indeed. One cannot live without some sweet potato. At least that is what I'm telling myself today. I'd have thought I was going to use some butternut squash, but we went with the sweet potato instead today. Thought something was boiling over there for a second, but it's just my eggs trying to jump out of the pot. It's all good. If you like sweet potato, double tap that screen, give us a like. Let YouTube know how much you love sweet potatoes. It helps support the channel. I'm just saying. Alright, we're almost done with these sweet potatoes. We're gonna keep it simple with the seasoning on here too. You can just do some salt and pepper if you want. So after cooking today, I'm gonna have to fix my oven because this thing is wilding out of control. My timers are, the buttons, the digital timer is going off. Like a little piece of the digital part of the timer is just like, that part's missing for some reason. I don't know if you guys ever encountered something like that on your digital oven, but I think my stove is on the process of end of its life cycle. All right, so got lots of potatoes here, which is good because we're definitely gonna have some leftovers. Let's see. Caroline, welcome. Linda, welcome. And Gina, welcome. Love to see everybody in the chat today. It's lovely sweet potatoes. The fresher they are, the smoother they are to cut. For real, they are. And the more they stick to your hands. All right, so we got some quinoa going. We got some 10-minute eggs going. We got our oven on for our lovely sweet potatoes here. And what we're gonna do right now is get our hands a little bit dirty. I'm gonna drizzle some of this lovely avocado oil on here. Be saying, should we spice it up or should we just keep it simple? I think we should keep it simple, no? Yeah. Let's keep it simple as possible. This one. I'm just gonna add a little bit of our lovely chili flakes. Let's see. Denise, where am I showing from? I'm in Canada, downtown Toronto. Brenda, welcome to the stream. Love to have you. All right, so for this guy, we're gonna add some chili flakes. We're gonna keep it nice and simple today. We're gonna add some salt and pepper. Not too much. I want to leave. All right, some salt and pepper, some chili. I think we have some. I do believe we have some garlic powder up here, but let me double check. I could be right. It could be wrong. And yeah, we do. So add some of that garlic powder. Ooh, almost a little too much. And let's see, every time I say I'm going to keep it simple, I always add way too much things that I want to, and a little cumin on that. So, all right, so quinoa is looking good. Now we're going to get our hands dirty because we're just going to mix everything in together. Please, well, let's see what the chat is saying. Okay. All right, so yeah, we're just gonna mix everything in together, get all our seasoning, throw out our sweet potato, get our hands nice and dirty. Make sure you wash your hands first. And a lot of people will come in to the stream and be like, did you wash your hands? Why are you not wearing gloves? You know, stuff like that. And my rebuttal to that is, it's only going to end up in the bottom of my stomach. So if anybody's going to get sick and poison, it's going to be me. And I usually do wash my hands, so don't worry about that. Like right now, I'm going to have to wash my hands. So these meals are basically, I didn't really design these meals. It's just kind of things that I'm feeling to eat before I leave work every day. So I kind of just have a thought in the back of my head, and then let me fluff my quinoa back here for a second. I get these thoughts in the back of my head. I'm like, hey, maybe I just want to do this for dinner. So this is one of those things that we're bringing to you today. One of those last minute decisions, because I think in our chat earlier, our stream earlier today, I was like, give me a suggestion. If anybody wants to see something cooked today, let me know. And nobody said anything, so you know, we are taking it upon ourselves to cook up whatever came to mind today. And this is what came to mind today. So let me get a tray, because we're gonna put this on a tray and we're gonna get that baked in the oven. So give me a second before I read any chat that I might have missed. Alright, so I got a lovely tray right here. We're gonna bring that in. Let's see. Let's see, love the voice, appreciate it. Welcome, Amazan, I hope I didn't butcher that. Jasmine, welcome to the stream. Denise, what is, okay. So we got our potatoes, we're just gonna lay that out on our tray. It looks like a lot, but leftovers? Anyone? I'll send them out. I'll mail it out. So just gonna, and then we're gonna get these in the oven. My oven right now is at 400. So put that in the oven, and I'm gonna get that baked off. And while that's being cooked off, I can start my other stuff. So get rid of my dirty bowl. And let me get some, absolutely love these little tiny bowls right here. They're just so easy to work with. All right, I got some onions. I'm not sure who did such a thing, but got some onions. I'm just gonna dice these up. Big or small, doesn't really matter. You can rough chop them. They're gonna get cooked down with our ground beef anyways. So it's all Aesthetics, all up to you how you want to really put these in. Ooh, let's see. John, welcome to the stream. I think I've seen you in the stream a couple times before. Welcome back. Denise, yes, leftovers for sure. Leftovers are always good. No, it's not rice we're cooking today. I feel like we've been doing, that's our timer going off, by the way, for our quinoa and our eggs. So I'm gonna put my eggs on some running cold water. Stop this timer, it's annoying me. So our eggs are running on some cold water to cool that down. We made some 10-minute eggs. We're gonna turn off the stove under our quinoa and let that sit off the stove to the side to finish up. And we'll get to those stuff in a minute. So no, we're not cooking rice today. We're cooking some quinoa. It's a mixed quinoa we have. To answer your question, because it's Monday, we're trying to keep it light and healthy. And I feel like rice was going to be a little bit too heavy. Plus, we've been having rice very frequently for the past couple of weeks. So I just want to drop it a little bit for today, at least. All right, so let's put you guys my tiny little bowl right here. Let's see. You are doing a positive meal. Yes. God bless. Thank you. All right. I'm gonna push along, get this done, because I'm hoping to get everything done before our potatoes comes out of the oven. All right, so chop up these garlic. Take off the ends. And this onion wants to really be fragrant and be all up in my eye right now, so. My eyes are starting to water up a little bit. So if you hear me crying, not my fault. I'm gonna crush these garlic. All right, let's chop up these garlic real quick. Smith, you're doing great. Okay, Smith, welcome as well. Sorry, I didn't give you a shout out there for a second. I do appreciate everybody joining us tonight in the stream. You guys are all amazing. You guys are wonderful. Hope you guys had a wonderful start to your week. Mine was a little bit up and down. Started my day today on low energy, and we got through the day. So we got some lovely, amazing people that joined our stream today, earlier, so that's great. We do appreciate everyone that comes through and share a little bit of their time with us. It's always appreciated. If you guys want to support the channel, please do so. Please double tap that screen, give us a like, let the YouTube know that you're vibing, you're having a little bit of fun. You've seen some meals today, so. All right, so let me wash my hands real quick and we can get started with everything else. Get some of this lovely garlic smell off my board. because we still got some tomatoes I want to cut up. And these tomatoes I'm gonna kind of throw in with my quinoa with a little bit of seasoning, a little bit of oil, because I want to season up my quinoa a little bit after. All right, let me get some. Just love this. I would have definitely loved to. I got some cherry tomatoes here that I'm gonna wash real quick and bring them over. All right, got these right here. You can see what I'm gonna do with these in a second. Oh, what is quinoa? You're asking? It's like an ancient grain. I'll give you, show you the bag that we're using for today. Whoa, 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 whoa. This is what we're using. And you can see the look, and that's what it looks like. It's a tricolored quinoa. We have a massive bag that we got from work, so I'm gonna use that up. First, let me just get through these tomatoes real quick, and I'll show you what I'm gonna do with these, with the quinoa. It's just gonna be adding a little bit more something, something. You know what? I'm using my smaller knife. This knife is currently driving me crazy. So these we're gonna just cut them in half. Usually I'll roast them, you know, give them some of that smoked paprika treatment and throw them in the oven, give them a nice roast for a little bit, get a little bit of color in them. Today we're just gonna keep it simple, like I said. We're just gonna add them to our quinoa with a little bit of olive oil and make sure our quinoa is nicely seasoned a little bit. Toss that. I'm going to keep that aside, so the quinoa is going to kind of give some heat through this tomato, get it nice and wilted for us. So we're going to make the heat from the quinoa to kind of cook this a little bit for us, and we'll have some of that tomato and quinoa on the side with our ground beef, our sweet potato, and everything else that's gonna go in here. Has anybody in the stream has had quinoa before? Quinoa is pretty common. One of the common thing when you don't want to have like rice or other things like that. I think quinoa is one of those go-to, same with like couscous and other things like that. I think it's one of those go-to as well. All right, so let's get rid of our board. Let's bring you guys over so I can show you what we're gonna be doing over here. All right, let's bring our quinoa back over. Go over here. We'll start with the quinoa first, so we can have that sitting to the side until we're ready to plate everything up. So it's looking good. Let's fluff that. Let's check if it's all right. So I got enough from the initial salt that I put in there. It has a good bit of it, so I'm not going to put any more seasoning in it, just to keep it nice and simple. And add in our tomato. Very simple. Can add a little bit of this, a little bit of olive oil in there. And add a little bit of cracked peppercorn in there as well. All right, that should be good. So give that a nice mix. Smith, virgin fish, please. Let's see. Next time, will you cook some good fish, please? Yeah, for sure. I can do that. What kind of fish are we talking about? What kind of fish would you like to see? I'll see if I can find the particular dish. We've done a couple good salmon on here before, so we're just gonna cover that up and leave that to the side. We'll bring you guys over to the other side so you can see what's going on. All right, so now we're gonna start with our ground beef. Let's get this onto a nice medium-high heat. Jack says, what are you cooking today? Paul, welcome to the stream. Looking delicious. Salmon, yeah, I can definitely do some salmon. So next time we do some home cooking, we'll see what kind of salmon recipe we can cook up. Jack, what are we cooking today? We are doing some simple home cooked meal. Something that just came to me at last minute when I got off of work. We're gonna be doing some ground beef with some quinoa. I got some cherry tomatoes in the quinoa, seasoned with a little bit of salt and a little bit of olive oil in there. So that's over there on the stove right now. It's gonna keep warm until I'm ready for it. So let's set that. And the ground beef is gonna be hit with I have a little bit of spices in there already. So I'm gonna saute some onions, some garlic, get our ground beef going. And that is gonna go with some roasted sweet potato that's in the oven right now. So once everything comes out, everything's gonna go together with some avocado, and I'm just gonna drizzle some lemon juice or some lime juice or something like that on it. Keeping it very simple, very healthy, and because it's Monday. We're trying to start off the week right, trying to start off not get too crazy. Like the other Monday, if you guys saw that stream, we went crazy on a Monday. We cooked a nice steak dinner Monday, and I didn't want to work for the rest of the week. So, all right, so let's see. It's on. All right, so we're gonna drizzle some of our lovely avocado oil in here, and that's just for the onions. So all that's left to do now is, because everything else is pretty much on its cooking process, I'm gonna have to peel those eggs. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, then we have some boiled eggs that's going on here as well, some 10-minute eggs. You can make it a 7-minute egg, 7.5-minute egg if you want, but we're going 10-minute egg for this one. Some people don't like the yolk being a little bit runny, so that is why. What did I come down here for? Completely slipped my mind. All right, we'll get to it. All right, so we're just waiting for a heat to come up. If you guys are liking what you see so far, definitely, I sound like a broken record, but it really does help the channel, helps supports us, and helps us grow going forward. Double tap that screen, give us a like. It just lets YouTube and the algorithm knows that you guys are enjoying yourself and having a little bit of fun. So, and plus learning something new, and teaching me something new, and conversating with somebody all the way out here in Toronto. So that's what we do. All right, we're just waiting for the heat to come up, and then we can proceed with our cooking. So for the ground beef itself, I had my spice blend, but you can use whatever spice blend you want, what kind of flavor you want. Today I'm using my own personal spice blend I put together. And I've just seasoned it, crumble it. This is extra lean ground beef we're using today. So, Christina, welcome to the chat. Nice to see you again. What are you cooking in Toronto? I am cooking up a winter storm. Watching from Austin, Texas. Nice. Cooking up something nice and healthy for us today. You know, nothing too crazy. So our onions are the first thing to go in. We are going to get our lovely wooden spoon because some of our lovely viewers do not like the clank of metal together. So we're going to give these onions a nice caramelization. So for today that we're cooking, Christine, is some ground beef, sweet potato, roasted sweet potato. We got some quinoa with some cherry tomatoes there, some avocado with some 10-minute eggs. Keep it very healthy, very light, very simple. And because our ground beef is already nicely seasoned, I'm not going to add any salt and pepper to our onion. Sounds good. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, you got the 85 degrees out there. It is, I don't know. Earlier today, it was like 1 degree or something like that outside. I can only tell you that it probably dropped since the last time I checked, but it is spring and we can only expect the weather to go up from here. I hope so, because winter's been brutal for me. If you've been on any of my other streams, you just hear me complaining about how winter just won't go away. Just when you feel like winter's about to go away, then it comes back with a vengeance. So, all right, so you're gonna add your onion, your garlic in, and wait till you get that nice fragrance. And then we're gonna add in our ground beef. And let that cook out. Give it a nice mix. Make sure we get some of that onion off the bottom and not burn. So you better keep on cooking, breaking up as you go. And then when it's all cooked out, we're gonna hit that with a little bit of tomato paste and potentially a little bit of stock. We'll see. I cooked Detroit, Michigan egg rolls tonight. Oh, nice. That sounds good. I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell everybody that posts what they're eating in my stream. Why haven't I received my portion yet? I'll wait. You can send it by mail. I'll wait. Just want to break up your ground beef a little bit. So somebody asked earlier if I'm gonna do any fishes on. Smith asked earlier if I'm gonna do any fish. I think on the channel at any time. Yeah, for sure I am gonna do some fish. Just make sure you hit that notification to know when we go live again, and we'll see if we have some fish on the menu. It won't be in the morning time. In morning times we do have some salmon on the menu as well. So you can definitely check that out, see what some of our, but for the home cooking, yeah, for sure. But I'm gonna have to see when that's gonna be. It may not be tomorrow, maybe it'll be on Wednesday. So I have to pick and choose those days because I do not like wasting food. So if I have leftovers in the fridge, those are my go-to first. Bro, I'm from Birmingham, New York. Smell your aroma through the phone. Honestly, they really do need to invent that already so people can actually smell the wonders through they're watching on the phone. You can't find South Central text on anywhere. I have no idea. I'm just gonna call you L because I don't want to butcher the rest of that name. So you're officially known as L on our stream. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for stopping by and sharing your time with us. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna butcher that entire name. All right, let me go find. That's why I went into the fridge earlier for. See if I do have it. I do have it. All right, so I'm gonna add for loveliness right here. So that's cooked down nicely. I'm gonna hit that with a little bit of tomato paste. Looks good. And then we're just gonna mix that in. And then we're gonna cook out the tomato paste and then we'll give it a taste and see what our flavor is at before we continue. I'm just gonna turn up the heat a little bit and let that cook out because we were trying to cook out some of the preservative that's in our dish right here in the tomato paste itself. I can buy them, but Chinese restaurant have nothing, no bean sprouts. Do you have a Chinatown near you? Maybe they'll have it. Usually our like local grocery store has it. I know they have it by my areas and stuff. They'll have tons of them. Like you cannot go in a grocery store and not spot a bean sprout. That is just nuts in my area. But I don't know by you. That's interesting. I can be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of bean sprout. Like if they're in a broth, like a soup or something like that, I can have it, no problem. But like them just like loosely laying in a dish, I don't know. It's just the texture. I'm not a big fan. But in a soup, ramen or something like that, alpha, I definitely eat it, 100%. All right. Hi, yo, welcome home. How you feeling? Yeah. Let's give this a taste, see how we're doing. I'm liking that flavor. You get the spices that I added in there earlier, at the back of the throat. You get a little bit of that hit of that spice, and then you get the tomato paste up front, and then you get all the other spices right after that. So I'm liking the way that is going. So that's more or less done. Turn that off. You can always hit something like this with a little bit of acidity, like lemon juice and stuff like that. But we're gonna also put some of that in our plate, so I'm not worried about that. Let's just make sure we wipe up some of this oil splatter off your stove. Yeah, just leave that off the heat for a second, and in the meantime, Let's see, grocer, but not restaurant. You know, Coney Island. Oh man, barbecue. I know from Northeast is different everywhere. For sure, it is. All right, so we got our lovely eggs that we did earlier, and we're just gonna peel these up. Usually, when I'm doing something like this, I do like 7.5 minute eggs, and that's basically when the water starts to boil. You add in your eggs, set your timer for 7.5 minutes, and you'll get the whites will be fully cooked. You have the yolk that's almost cooked, but it'll have a little bit of that yolky to it, but more on the cooked side than the raw side. And usually that's where I stand with that. But I know some people don't like runny yolks, so that's why we did the lovely 10-minute eggs on this one. Some nice hard-boiled eggs, you know? I'm interested about recipe where you were going to try it. I try everything, anything. If you've been on my stream, anyone that's been part of my stream for a while now knows that everything I cook, I definitely try. But if you're talking about like sit down in front of the camera and then eat it and stuff like that, that's something we can start doing. I can do every now and then. It's just when I'm doing home meal like this, like after I'm finished preparing everything, I usually go and relax and have food with the family. And they're not keen to being on camera like I am, so I am. This is why, if I'm gonna do something like that, I would have to just sit down by myself and do it, because not everybody's comfortable in front of camera. So I'm not trying to force anybody to do something they don't want to do. Right? Somebody says, yeah, okay. So yeah, that's basically the dynamic. I know there's a lot of YouTubers that do that they'll buy food or stuff like that, and then they'll sit down and eat it to give you guys feedback. Some of my team members do something similar. They go out to restaurants and kind of do a mini review of the restaurant, and they'll sit down and kind of give their feedback of the food and stuff like that in the restaurant. So, but if I'm gonna do something like that, like I said, it's just gonna be just me. So, all right, let me check on my sweet potato in the oven. All right, they're just about cooked, which is amazing because everything else is ready to go. Can I? 1 second. So what's the zeal about dinner? What you gonna do? Huh? Cereal? You're gonna have cereal? Okay. Oh, you're gonna have Vector. All right, so let me just get clean up and then we can start putting this plating together. Bring you guys over. Oh, sorry. Got our eggs over there. Plates. We're using this big, lovely avocado today. We couldn't find any. We couldn't find any of the smaller ones that are basically all the smaller ones I could find, they were not ripe yet. This one was ready to go. This avocado is a product of the Dominican Republic, so should be good. Chrissy, welcome to the stream. Nice to have you. Yes, me too. No camera. You don't like being on camera either, Kristen? Yeah, I first started off that way, not want to be on camera. I eventually kind of pushed past it a little bit, but every now and then I do my work from behind the scenes because it's just easier that way to bring you food. Oh no, I was looking for spoons and stuff. It's just easier to bring you guys my content that way. But if I do like a reaction to something like that, I'm okay with hot food in my face, putting my face on camera and stuff like that for reviews and stuff like that. That is 100% fine with me. All right, so we got our quinoa. It's not going to be anything truly fancy. Like I said, it's going to be very simple dinner today. And we will have leftovers, so that's why I said Wednesday is probably the next time we're going to do a home cook, because we're going to have leftovers for tomorrow for sure. So I'll probably just do that. What's your cereal dinner? And then we have our sweet potato.
Michael have a ground.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's tons. You can definitely have that. You want some sweet potato too? All right, so next up, we got our lovely ground beef. Yeah, I did make for you as well. I know you probably could. We try. Can you pass the knife for me, please? Looks good so far. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now we got, we're gonna cut this. This is a big avocado, by the way.
Oh, well, feels like
Yeah, it's still gonna be same, but it's just massive. Don't cut it the way I'm cutting it, because there's a good chance you might cut all the way through and cut your fingers. So be mindful and just scoop it out first, then you can slice it. Oh, sorry. And I'm just gonna cut it in basically cubes. And then I'm gonna do half. one little area. And then we're gonna do half. I kid you not, this is basically the ripest avocado I could find. And even then, it's not 100% ripe. Please, open. All right. I can do something.
I want you that?
Yeah, I use that later. And then we have our lovely eggs. Ooh, the yolk came out with that one. Can you pass me a little bit of salt and pepper, please?
Everything that is
Yeah, why not? You could put some on there. We're gonna use some of this guy for the finish up product. Okay, where's my bowl? I told, it's in the mail. It's coming for sure. Got you. No worries. And we're just gonna trace a little bit of that. And then we're gonna get a little extra flavor to go along with this. It's what? And then we got some nice lime. Make sure we get the avocado. Just gonna add just a little bit of that nice citrus to your plate. And we are pretty much done. Very fast, very simple to do. And that is the outcome for today. So. Wow, that looks, Gina says, wow, that looks amazing and so healthy and colorful. Well, yeah, that's what exactly what we're going for today. It's Monday, and I figure out it's just a good way to start day one of the week, right? So, and we're gonna have something similar for all the leftovers that we're gonna have for tomorrow, and then Wednesday we will be back with another recipe. So, which is probably gonna be salmon from that request we got earlier. So it's gonna be salmon and something else. I just don't know how I'm gonna structure it to make it nice and simple. For, you know, you guys can always rewatch these streams if you guys want to put these stuff together, and, you know, and if you do end up trying them, let me know. Let us know in the community section, in the comment section, or even on our Discord community group. You guys can also join that. The link is on our main channel, the main page of our channel. You can get that from there. But yeah, we have tons more coming for you, and we'll try to keep it interesting for sure. So we're gonna go ahead, and I'm gonna get cleaned up and get sit down for dinner. So if you guys like what you see, hit that like button, double tap that screen for that like button as well. Make sure you join us, hit that notification to join us for our next live stream. Yeah, thank you for spending a little bit of time with us. Shem, welcome to the stream. Love to have you. And yeah, I'll leave you guys with this. If you guys have any more questions, let me know before we end off the stream in a second. I give you guys a little bit of time while I put some dishes away. All right, that should be good. Let's see. You are. Well, that being said, I appreciate everyone joining the stream today. You guys are all amazing. Stay tuned for the next one. All right. Stay safe, stay warm, and have a good night. Bye.